Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And today, I'm gonna be giving you part 7 of What If Naruto Was Trained by all the greats at a young age. Remember to get this one to 300 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also guys, go ahead and check out the brand new series, What If Naruto Travel to Hoshirama's time and enjoy that guys over on Anime King 2. And also stay tuned for a new episode of What If Naruto unlock a strange power over on Anime King 2 later on. So yeah, if you're new and this is the first time hearing my voice, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all for your help and your support, and yeah, without further ado, what do you say we begin this new episode? Start the intro. So the last time we left off, Naruto stayed behind to protect Kazuna family as Kakashi and the others went out. The assassins came to the home as Naruto quickly dealt with them, as he told Inari to be strong to protect his mother now. As Inari saw the brightness that Naruto radiated, that hope, which he decided to follow on. As Naruto arrived at the bridge, only to see Hinata getting struck down. He lost it, yes, he lost his cool as Hinata was struck by Haku. Naruto broke inside as a malicious chakra took over him as he started to decimate Haku. Haku stood no chance, he couldn't do anything against Naruto. Outside, Kakashi dashed forward and finished Sabusa off with a strike to the chest. As Naruto did not kill Haku though, his mind was not fully fogged for him to just murder Haku right there and then. But the fury, it was too much for him to handle as Gato came upon the bridge. As Naruto dashed forward and slaughtered his man, and slaughtered Gato, the rest of them quickly ran and retreated. As Haku wondered why he wasn't dead, he then told Naruto that she wasn't dead. He just knocked her out. As Naruto was grateful because the other ninjas would just kill Hinata. As Hinata came to sometime later, as Naruto invited Haku to come back to Konoha with them. For him not killing Hinata, he did something great. As Haku was unsure, but after talking to Naruto, he headed back to Konoha with them. As Kushina met Haku, as she liked the boy, he was nice. He was a lot like Rock Lee, but even more nicer because he was just so formal and nice, calling her Kushina-sama, even though she told him he didn't have to. As the time went on, as Team 7 went on more missions, Tsunade approached Kushina with Haku and Gabriella, Uchiha. She was not able to awaken her Sharingan yet, so most saw her as a disgrace of the clan. And also, it was hard on her, so she lashed out, as her sensei wanted her to get kicked off the team, and that was rare. So for the 6-month time period, she wanted Kushina to train her, and Haku as well, as Kushina accepted after a while. As we later found out that her father is Sasuke's uncle, meaning that Mikoto is her auntie. And her father was hugely disappointed in her, well, mostly because she didn't have her Sharingan and she was a failure in his eyes. He saw Sasuke as the rightful chooser, the rightful lead for the clan. But she wasn't going to let that put her down, as she told her father about her new sensei Kushina Uzumaki, as her father really hated Kushina, and she was happy to see him pissed off. Sakura was still training with Higla, as Sakura's come for her medical ninjutsu, as Higla was proud of her, and Sakura's also built her stamina and her strength as well. Tomorrow was Chunin exams, as Naruto met Kankuro and his team, and there was something there in that Gaara kid, but he didn't exactly know what it was. But Naruto and the others were ready, Hinata, Kiba, all of them were ready for the upcoming Chunin exams. So yeah guys, so it's basically that's what I thought. You guys can switch across to the PlayStation and check for yourself. So what is the begin this new episode? The plan was for them to meet at 3 and go over to the academy. So Sakura was surprised as Shino came knocking her door at 2 because they were supposed to meet at 3. Shino, is something wrong? Did Kurenai Sensei change the meeting time? No, Sakura, we're still expected to meet at 3 o'clock, Shino said. Then what are you doing here, she asked. I would like you to take a walk with me, he said. She looked at him with a bit of concern. In the 3 months they have been teammates, he had not exactly warmed up to either of them. That not to say that he was not a good teammate, and he did look out for them on missions no matter what. It was just that he was really quiet. Why? What is this about? It's about me being a good teammate. I asked that you take a short walk with me and listen what I have to say. Oh, alright, she said, confused. Time skip. They had been walking for 5 minutes in uncomfortable silence. Well, it was uncomfortable for her. Shino was usually quiet, so she thought that he was okay with it. Tell me, Sakura, he said, as he took her by surprise by speaking so suddenly. How would you describe me? What? I would like you to tell me honestly how you view me. Okay, you're honest, intelligent, patient, quiet, and very dependable. He nodded. And you know I'm not one to make false accusations or statements without logic, right? Yes, when you say anything, it's always the truth, and it's always pretty logical, she said. As he nodded, am I someone driven by wild passion to say and do irresponsible things? As she started to laugh, she knew wild passion? No, you're not, she said. Do you think I would say or do anything to hurt you? He asked. No, you're a good guy and a great teammate, she said. Okay, please keep all these conclusions in mind while I relate to you the following. As he stopped and turned towards her, Sasuke is using you, and it would be best if you end your relationship with him. She stared at him, not believing him. This was the last thing she expected to hear from him. About the only thing that would surprise her even more, if he just said that I love you. Once she got over her shock, she started to get angry. Did Kurenai put you up to this? No, I came to this conclusion independently. As Kurenai also spoken to you about the subject. As Sakura shut her mouth, Kurenai had taken her to the side and told her that her feelings for Sasuke was one-sided, and that it would be best for her to be with someone else. Being a woman, Kurenai phrased it and bring things up to try and protect Sakura's feelings. Shino, she said a bit defensively. Whatever happened between me and Sasuke is my business, and his, not yours. I disagree. What affect the performance of this team is certainly my business, he said. And Sasuke started to have a negative effect on you. When you are not at his side, you're intelligent and strong, and you are beginning to become a fine kunoichi. But when you are under his eyes, you become no more than his puppet. You cease to be what is best for a team. You only care about what you think of your performance. You're concerned about what you think of you is slowly deteriorating how you perform. She bit down and grind her teeth in fear. Why did people try to force themselves between her and her Sasuke, Ino, Kurenai, and now even Shino? Why couldn't people just mind their own goddamn business? I'm very sorry you feel that way, Shino. But I honestly don't see how my feelings for Sasuke could make me weaker when I've been doing tons of extra training and I want to be stronger for him. I'm also sorry you feel you have to hurt me because you don't want me with Sasuke. Feel? My arguments have nothing to do with emotion. They are based on logical conclusion from evidence I've observed over the time. It is you who base what you feel upon emotions rather than evidence, said Shino as he looked at her. I don't care what you say, she shouted. I love Sasuke, and nothing you ever say would change that. I see. But he does not love you, said Shino. What? She gasped as she took a step back. Why would you say that? Like my previous statement, Sakura. That one is based on logic gathered from physical evidence. If your behavior is because you love him, then I am left to conclude that because of his behavior, he doesn't really love you. His actions do not show someone who's concerned for your well-being or your safety. Rather, his actions show someone who's only using you to get what he wants. The words reminder of the argument she had with Ino with a prank at the academy. The messages were the same, even though the words were a bit different. You don't know what you're talking about. Both of them were trying to say that Sasuke was using her. Is that your entire argument, asked Shino? You do not wish to believe what I have to say, so I must be mistaken. Do not take that tone with me, she said. She crossed her arms over her chest. What tone is that, Shino asked. That smart, superior tone, saying that you know much more than me. You're mistaken. My tone haven't changed since our conversation began. But I realize now my efforts are wasted. It is clear that you're still holding on to your belief, regarding the evidence I've shown you. You're usually quite intelligent. When you come to Sakura, you have a blind spot. To you, Sasuke can do nothing wrong. Anyone or anything that challenges, you simply dismiss them from your mind. You are bound and determined to hold on to this fake Sasuke, no matter what. All I know is that I love Sasuke and deep down you love me too. Really? And where's your evidence of that? I don't need any evidence. I just know it, okay? She said. I see, said Shino. Very well. Clearly my effort here was wasted. I will meet you on the field at 3 as our sensei instructed. Aren't you worried I'll tell Sasuke what you said to me? She asked as she watched him was leaving. Shino looked at her. I spoke to Sasuke about this before coming to you. You did? Of course, unlike you, I concern myself with following the dictatorship of emotions. I advised him of my belief that the both of you should not be a couple. Did he get angry and threaten you? She was worried. She did not want the team to be torn apart by this. No, he was not even upset. He informed me I could make whatever argument I liked, that nothing I would say would cause you to change your way and give up your attachment to him. I will admit, he certainly understands you better than I did. And with that, Shino simply walked away. He didn't fight for me? He didn't even get angry? She told herself that was a good decision, because it wouldn't mess up their teamwork. But it still bothered her that her boyfriend wouldn't get angry when someone suggested that he was just using her. Why wouldn't... It's not like he... It isn't like he even cared. No. He just don't want to ruin the teamwork, right? She thought to herself. Time skip. What do you think all that was about on second floor, said Hinata. Well, that Genjutsu had to be some sort of test, said Naruto. They must be trying to separate out the weak teams already. I mean, if you can't even figure out what floor you're on, you shouldn't be taking the test to begin with. Don't you think we should have told him about the Genjutsu though? Asked Hinata. No, this is a competition now, said Naruto. It's Team 7 versus everyone else. We shouldn't try to help out the other squads. I mean, it's a test after all, not a real battle. Kiba chuckled. I'm not so sure about that. From what my mom and older sister told me, these exams can get pretty rough, he said. Naruto smiled, all the more reason not to help the competition. But aren't you worried about Lee? He seemed to be in bad shape, said Hinata. Naruto laughed. What? She said. As Naruto turned to her and placed hands together. Oh please, let us through, he said. We are so helpless and weak. I mean, even though my teammate happened to be a Hyuga, we do not know there's a Genjutsu here. As he laughed. As Kiba and Hinata joined in, I suspect they would be fine, Naruto said. He was probably just play acting to convince the other squads that they were weak. But Naruto-kun, what do we do? If some of our friends are in trouble, asked Hinata. If they are in serious danger of getting hurt or killed, we will help. But we're not going out of our way to help them pass. The whole point of this is to see which teams are strong enough to be promoted. If other squads aren't strong enough, they will just need to get strong enough. I guess that's fair, she said. As they approached room 301. Hey brother, you come to wish us good luck, Naruto said. As Kakashi was leaning up against the wall, he nodded that and to remind you one more time to be careful of your opponents. Some of them may play rough. I say bring it on. Team 7 is ready, said Naruto. Damn straight, said Kiba. As Hinata nodded. Well then, what are you waiting for? Go get them, said Kakashi. That I smiled. Yeah, let's do this, said Naruto. Time skip. He remembered from his academy days that 301 was a very large room. He didn't expect to be so full though. There were a lot of shinobi here and many of them were from foreign villages. As he tried to scan for the red-haired kid from the hidden sand, as he was ambushed from behind, Naruto-kun, he had no time to duck before Ino jumped onto his back. Hey cutie, where have you been? I've missed you. Ino. Get off Naruto-kun right now, said Hinata. Ino stuck her tongue out. I'm going to make Naruto-kun mine. Ino, said Naruto, I'm in love with Hinata. The most we'll ever be is friends. And if you keep on doing this, I'm afraid that we can't beat that. She let go. Naruto-kun, if you just give me one chance, she said. I would still be in love with Hinata. That won't change, he said. I love her and only her, said Naruto. So leave him alone, said Hinata. Ino, are you being troublesome again? Shikamaru asked, a lazy look. As soldiers behind him, bag of chips in hand. Shut up, you lazy jerk, she shouted. Shikamaru rolled his eyes. Hey Naruto, Hinata, Kiba, it's been a while. Hey Shika, say, don't take this the wrong way, but why did Asuma nominate your team for the exam? I mean, from what I heard, your work ethics haven't improved much. Don't really know, maybe lost a bit. Shut up, Ino, said she punched him on the head. Action, Naruto-kun, as team leader, I whipped these losers into shape. And we're fighting like a smooth machine right now. Seeing Chojin munch on chips and Shikamaru just lunching away. Naruto had his doubts. The door opened as more familiar faces enter. Lady Hinata and Naruto-san, I greet you, Neji said, in his usual tone. Hey, you forgetting somebody? Asked Kiba. Nobody important. As he came to the room followed by Tenten. What? Kiba said. But both Naruto and Hinata restrained him. As Lee came up to them, as he greeted all of them. It is happy to see you all again, he said. Hey Lee, I caught the performance downstairs. Very amusing, said Naruto. Yes, part of our ninja arsenal is deception. If others believe us to be weaker than we are, we can put that to good advantage. Oh, I agree, said Naruto. I give you credit in fact. I don't think I would try to make myself look weaker. You seem really revved up for this thing, as he saw the look in Lee's eyes. Oh, Naruto-san, I've fallen in love, said Lee. Oh Lee, that's wonderful, said Hinata. Yeah, that's great, you're awesome guys, said Naruto. Whoever this girl is, she really lucked out. So, who is she? Lee sighed. She's the most beautiful and wonderful angel, with a beautiful voice and kind heart, and a beautiful forehead. Wait, forehead? Lee, for the love of God, please don't tell me this girl had pink hair. Yes, she did, Lee said. Do you know her, Naruto? Do you know my Sakura-san? Kami, said Naruto. I mean, Lee's a nice person. Why would you do something like that to him? Or don't you have any control over something like these situations? I mean, he's a good guy. As they all looked at Naruto, just see him talking to, well, no one. You might say that I know her. I spent 4 years with her in the academy. Lee, take my word for it, you don't want to go there. She has been in love with that stuck-up Uchiha forever. Please believe me when I say you don't have a chance. It's not because anything about you, but she's just, well, she's kind of insanely obsessed with Uchiha. Naruto-san, how can you say that? I swore to protect her with my life. I would one day win over her heart. The door opened as a member of Team 8 walked in. Sasuke has a bruise on his face. Sakura wanted to heal him, but he was holding her off, and he seemed very unhappy. Shino was just walking behind him. Sakura saw Lee and started to shake her fist at him. You, brushy brow freak. How dare you do that to Sasuke-kun? Shut up, Sakura, said Sasuke. She stiffened and she immediately started to apologize. Sweet and gentle heart, huh? Said Naruto. Lee started to frown. I do not like the way Sasuke spoke to Sakura's hand. Did you put that bruise on Sasuke's face? Naruto asked. Yes. I want to test myself against one of the elite Uchihas. My sensei ended the match though before it could be concluded. But I was not impressed by the performance though. Sasuke heard all of this as he was pissed. It was bad enough to lose matches Naruto and Hinata. But at least he had the Hokage blood in his veins. And she was the heiress of the Hyuga clan. But this guy Lee, he was nothing. He was a complete loser who couldn't even mold chakra. Losing him was a disgrace. I'm Uchiha and I have my Sharingan now. How could I lose to a weakling like that? How would I ever get enough power to destroy Naruto and Itachi? Hey, you kids might want to settle down. These are Chunin exams, not a trip to the playground. A silver-haired leafling approached him. He looked to be a teenager. And who the hell are you? Asked Kiba. My name is Kabuto. Let me guess, you kids are all First Academy students, aren't you? You're all wet behind the ears and think you know everything. You know. Who we are is none of your business, said Naruto. Hey, no need to get upset with me. Actually, I'm trying to do you all a favor. A lot of these candidates are wind up very tight, and they don't really want to hear some kids carry on. Take it from someone who's been here before. You don't want to get on a lot of people's nerves. How many times have you been here, Kabuto-san? Hinata asked politely. This is my 7th try. I've gone twice a year since I graduated. Huh. I'll bet you know a few things about these exam then, said Sasuke. Well, you might say that, said Kabuto. Sasuke gave him a well-practiced smile. Here to help out your fellow, leave in. After all, we're all helpless. We're behind the ears academy students. Cute, said Kabuto. Alright, I'll take some pity on you poor babies. As he pulled out a deck of cards. These are my shinobi skill cards. This is where I place all the information I gather over the past 4 years. As he flipped some of them. I guess you haven't gathered that much information, said Naruto. All these are blanks. The information is hidden until I use my own personal chakra to reveal it. As he set one card down and put a finger on it to reveal it. As he spun around, showing information on ninjas and their villages. Do you have cards for individuals? Asked Sasuke. Certainly. Though my information is far from complete. Tell me who you're interested in, and I'll see what I can do. Show me whatever you have on Rock Lee and Namikaze and Naruto both from this village. You know their names and their villages. That's too easy. Geez, Sasuke, after 4 years together, don't you know me already? Said Naruto. Sasuke frowned at him but said nothing. Kabuto placed one of the cards down and spun it. As it started to show information on Lee. First off, we got Rock Lee. Let's see, has been completing 20D ranks and level C ranks. His sensei is my guy and this is his first trip to the exams. He has some great ability in taijutsu, but he has none in ninjutsu or genjutsu. Sasuke was disappointed that information didn't help at all. As Kabuto spin the next card. Now, Naruto Namikaze, he said. As he looked up and smiled at Naruto like everyone else in Konoha, he knew who he was. Well now. 53 D rank missions, 6 C rank mission, and an A rank mission. As Kabuto looked up, how do you manage to land an A rank straight out of the academy? Those missions are normally reserved for Jonins. What can I say, start those as a C and get an upgrade. Sasuke sent Naruto a dark look. Team 8 got their first C rank. After 2 weeks after Team 7, their mission was to protect a merchant caravan traveling to the land of grass. They were actually attacked one night by some bandits. It was during that fight that the Sharingan had activated. Team 8 did a great job in defeating the bandits and completing the mission successfully. Kurunai Sensei was proud of all of them and they returned to the village in glory. Then the very next day Team 7 came back and all everyone talked about how that they faced Zabuza and survived. Sasuke had no doubt that it was Kakashi who did all the fighting, but their Sensei glory had reflected on all of them and he felt Naruto casting him deeper into the shadows. Whoa, check this out, said Kabuto. What? Sasuke said unhappily. Did he do a X rank too while I wasn't looking? As Kabuto looked up at Naruto with surprise. Did you know someone has you in their bingo book? Really? Said Naruto. Ordinary ninjas did not go in the bingo book. Who? Said Naruto. The village, hidden amongst the rock. And they have you listed as an A-rank opponent. As Naruto grinned. Hear that, guys? I'm famous. Naruto-kun, this is not a good thing, said Hinata. It's alright, said Naruto. I can't be Hokage unless I'm acknowledged to be the greatest ninja in this village. I was bound to end up in all of them sooner or later. It's a compliment that I'm in one now. But why would the rock ninjas of all people have you listed? Kiba said. I have a pretty guess why, said Naruto. Team 7 move off as Sasuke clenched his fist in rage. Why? Why does he keep surpassing me? He's not even 6 months out of the academy and he's in a bingo book. He's leaving me far behind. I'm too weak and too ordinary. Sasuke-kun, are you okay? Leave me alone, Sakura, he said. She nodded and backed away from him. As Kabuto gathered up his cards and stood up. Are you alright? He said in a cheerful tone. I need more power, Sasuke said, muttering. Well, don't we all? I doubt you'll find another ninja in this room that doesn't need more power. No, I don't want more power. I need more power, Sasuke said. There are things I have to do and I can't do them unless I become more powerful. As he looked at Kabuto. Your experience. Do you know of any way I can acquire more power? Quickly. If I did, do you think I'll be taking this exam for the 7th time? It doesn't matter, I'll find a way. I'll do whatever I have to. As Sasuke turned, Kabuto's eyes were sparkling hearing those words. His main job since graduating the academy was intelligence gathering and recruitment for his lord. His master was always looking for potential followers with the right mindset. Over the past 4 years, Kabuto sent many young kids north to the Stone Village. He's much too old, normally. I get them before they enter the academy. But he's a Uchiha and that makes up for a lot. He might be interesting. You know, Sasuke, there are ways to get power quickly. Sasuke stopped and turned around. But everything comes with a price. And the kind of power you're talking about comes at a very high price. Are you really sure you want power that badly? What do you have to do? Sasuke asked. It was then the instructors arrived, a large puff of smoke. Alright everyone, I am Ibiki. I'm the proctor for the first exam. We will talk later, said Kabuto, as he waved goodbye with a smile. Sasuke wanted to grab him, but people were already getting up on their feet and shoved forward. As Ibiki had the students draw numbers and set them down. As he explained the rules for the test. When Naruto heard the information, he chuckled. Why would they let you cheat 5 times before failing you? As he realized it wasn't a test of their intelligence, was it? It's a test of their intelligent gathering skills. Hinata with her Byakugan will be fine, if she even needs to use it. Kiba will manage too, I bet. He and Akamaru are pretty sneaky, but he thought of himself. His forte was fighting, not gathering intelligence. You have 1 hour. Beginning now, Ibiki said. As Naruto go over the questions. Well, it wasn't that hard. Seems I won't even need to cheat, said Naruto. As he took care of the questions. Time skip. Alright, Ibiki said. It's no time for me to give you the 10th question. Now before I give you it, you must decide whether or not you want to reject the question. What do you mean reject the question? Grass Ninja asks. You can choose whether or not you want to take it. Because taking can fail mean that you will never be able to take the Chunin exams ever again. But if you give up, you can take it next year. And also, it's not you alone, your teammates will fail as well. None of you will ever be able to become Chunins. You will stay genuine for the rest of your life. The room exploded like a bomb had gone off. That's ridiculous, said Kiba. I know for a fact there are ninjas here who have taken the exam before. Well, lucky for them I wasn't the one giving the exam. But now I am. And I am the proctor now. So, whether you take it or not, it's up to you. Now make your choice. The ninjas all start to look at one another. As Naruto turned, sure enough both Hinata and Kiba were looking at him nervously. He was a team leader and they trusted him to make the decision. He smiled and held up 2 fingers. As they both nodded and sat back. A number of squads rejected the question and left. Anyone else? Asked Ibiki. This is your last chance. Very well, he said. All of you are still here. As he paused for dramatic. All of you pass, he said. As Naruto took a sigh of relief, just as with the bell test of Kakashi, he had to look underneath the underneath. Look out, someone shouted. As Naruto turned to see something smashed through the window. A woman in a trench coat, a mini skirt, and a fishnet was standing in front of them. None of you are in any position to celebrate. I am Midoriya Ango, proctor for the 2nd phase of the exam. Alright, all of you on your feet, let's move it on out. They all sat there staring at her. As Ibiki sighed, can't you sense some mood in here? Ibiki, there's still 60 of them. You passed 20 teams? What can I tell you? We have some outstanding candidates these times. Don't worry, leave it to me. I'll cut them down. Now come on, you're going to phase 2. Training ground 44. Or, what I like to personally call it, the force of death. Time skip. All the team were gathered behind the metal fence. Huh. Funny how mom and brother never mentioned this place to me before, said Naruto. Alright, listen up you maggots, I'm not gonna explain this twice. The very first thing for each and every one of you to do is sign these consent forms. They're clearest of any liability should you be killed or terribly maimed in there. I mean, you wouldn't want me getting in trouble now, would you? She said and laughed. But no one else think that it was funny. Now I'll explain what the second phase entails. It's a survival test. Deep in this forest is a tower. This training ground is a forest. It has river, wild animals, all sorts of things inside. You're going to go through a survival test. You are free to use any weapons, jutsus, tactics at your disposal. The test of fight to the death capture the flag, well, or in this case, capture the scroll. As she pulled out 2 scrolls from her pouch, a heaven scroll and an earth scroll. Your goal is to acquire both of these. There are 20 themes here. Half of you will receive the earth scroll, half you will get the heaven scroll. So your goal is to hold on to your own scroll and capture another scroll from an opposing team and bring both to the tower in the center. So no more than 10 teams can possibly pass this test, said Sakura. As Uncle nodded. That's right, and there is some conditions. There is a time limit. You have 120 hours to accomplish and reach tower with both scrolls. That's 5 days, says Joji. What are we supposed to do for food? That's your problem, the forest is filled with nature's bounty. Of course it's also filled with poison plants, man-eating monsters, and enemies. Secondly, only a full 3-man squad can pass this test. Any squad less than 3, you will fail. And also, you cannot open the scrolls until you reach this tower or you will fail. As Chuni, you will be consistent to give top secret documents. Consider this test of your, well, reliability. What happened if we open them before we get to the towers at Kiba? Uncle smiled. Open it and you will find out, she said, a bloodthirsty grin. Alright, that's the explanation you get. Now turn your consent forms over there. We will exchange a head in our earth scroll for 3 consent forms. Oh yeah, one final piece of advice. Just don't die, she said. Charming, said Naruto. As Ino looked at the 2 boys. Alright, Team 10, this is a brutal survival mission. So, what are we gonna do, she said. We're gonna hide, said Choji. Quit, said Kiba. Ino eyebrow twitched. She thought they were gonna say that we're gonna make it, but that was their response. As she covered her face in her hands and screamed. As the rest of the team went over and talked. Meanwhile, the sound team was talking. You understand what the mission goal is, said Dosu. Kin nodded as Zaku smirked. This is gonna be so much fun, said Zaku. Time skip. The signal was given as they raced inside the forest of death. 30 minutes after entering, Kiba picked up a scent. As Hinata activated her Byakugan. They have an earth scroll, she said. Excitedly, as her team was given a heaven scroll. They're on the ground about 1.5 miles north from us. Alright team, time to get a full set, said Naruto. As he gave them an idea what he was thinking, and they all started to move. Time skip. That was way too easy, said Zaku. It was, wasn't it, said Dosu. Around them was 3 dead leaf ninjas. Do you want to go peeking through their corpses to get their scroll? Asked Kin. Why bother, said Dosu. We're not even close to being done their mission yet. Our Lord wants us to eliminate as many leaf ninjas as possible under the guise of this exam. These 3 are not going to fight in the upcoming battle, but there are plenty more to be picked off, said Dosu. The other leaf teams are all made of children, as these are the oldest leaf ninjas here. As pathetic as killing the adults were, the brats aren't going to be much fun. That hardly matters, said Dosu. The important thing is that we fulfill our command as best as we could, as they move on to find another leaf squad. Meanwhile, 3 ranged ninjas became alert, as they all had breathing masks over their faces, as they all pulled their kunai, as a boy dropped right amongst them. Oh, hi there, said Naruto. Who are you and where are your teammates, the first one asked. Oh, the name is Naruto, and my teammates. They're sneaking behind you. The 3 rain ninjas laughed. You really expect us to turn around for such a lame trick? One of them asked. You know I'm not talking about you 3 clones, right? I mean the 3 of you, hiding over there in the bushes, he said, as he pointed to their hiding spot. What? Before they could move, all 3 of them were knocked in the back of the neck, as Naruto, Kiba, and Hinata were standing over their unconscious opponents. Hinata, do I ever tell you I love your kick, Genkai, said Naruto. She laughed, once or twice, Naruto-kun, as she went into one of the ninja's coat. Got it, she said, as she pulled her scroll, as she handed Naruto security in one of his pouches. Alright, now we go straight to the tower. Hey Naruto, why don't we wait a little bit before we go to the tower, said Kiba. What do you mean? I mean, why don't we stay out here a couple more days and get some more scrolls? That way more teams will fail and our chance will improve. Naruto thought about it, but he shook his head. I think it's best that we go to the tower. I don't want to risk anything out here. We already have our scrolls. What are you talking about? We already want to fight. and we barely had to do anything. Right, this time, said Naruto. Next time might be a different story. We got what we need. We just need to move out now. What are you worried about? We're the best, said Kiba. As Naruto nodded, I agree Team 7 is the best, but that doesn't mean we should go looking for trouble when we don't have to. Even if we get more scrolls, how much does it really help? Some other teams are bound to get through no matter what we do. This phase is gonna last 5 days, but nothing said that next phase isn't going to happen right after. Like how this one started right after the first phase ended. I don't want us going in there beaten up and hurting. Let's stay the next 5 days just relax. Kiba shrugged. Fine, he said. Meanwhile, alright, said Neji. We set up a base camp. Now it's time for us to split up and scout. Whatever, you fine. Be back here next hour. Yes, Ninja Lee. Got it, said Tenten. Alright, go, he said, as the 3 of them went off. Meanwhile, Kiba didn't stop. What is it? There are 6 sentences coming up from my head. Hinata, said Naruto. Byakugan, she said. I see them, 2 teams. Looks like they're gonna fight. Naruto, one of them are the group that we met in the alleyway with Konohamaru. So they're right here, kid. Gaara is there. Yes, she said. Alright, let's go take a look, he said. What? I thought you want to avoid any more fights, she asked. I do. We're going to the scout, not fight. I want to see what this Gaara can do. How comes? Kiba asked. I don't know, but I have this nasty feeling that I'm going to be seeing him again, and I want to know as much as I can about him. As soon as they made their way, Akamaru started to whine as he crawled in Kiba's jacket. What's wrong with him? Naruto whispered. He can sense the opponent chakra. The fact that he is scared is a bad sign. The rain ninja out there must be real powerful, said Kiba. No, said Naruto. I think it's the right here one. You sure? Said Kiba. He doesn't look like much. Looks can be deceiving. I don't look that tough, said Naruto. Kiba chuckled. You got a point. As they watched the battle, the rain ninjas launched thousands of sand bombs down, but they were stopped by sand. As they were rushing in, but they were grabbed by the sand before lifting up into the air. What is he gonna do? Asked Hinata. He's gonna kill them, said Naruto, as he saw the look on Gaara's face. Kill them? But the guys are helpless, said Kiba. Yeah, said Naruto, as Gaara squashed them without mercy. What the hell? Kiba said. He didn't have to do that, said Hinata, as the scroll was already on the ground. As Kankuro picked up the scroll, Gaara then slowly turned his head. He knew that we're here, said Naruto. What? Said Kiba. Meanwhile, Gaara. What? Said Gaara as he turned towards Kankuro. Didn't you hear what I said? We have the heaven scroll. We can go now. The sooner we're out of here, the better. As Kankuro noticed Gaara was staring to the woods. Something wrong? Gaara, we're done here. We should get going, said Temari. As Gaara smiled a bit, they were both relieved to see it wasn't one of his bloodthirsty smiles. I'll save you for later, he said. What? Said Temari. Nothing. Let's go. Meanwhile, oh man, he really knew, said Kiba as he watched them leave. Naruto-kun, what's wrong? He was just sitting there, looking blankly. He turned and gave her a smile. I'm okay, he said. I don't know what that guy's story is, but he's deadly, said Kiba, as Naruto said nothing as he was in his thoughts. Meanwhile, didn't your mother ever warn you about going dangerous place, said Dosu. Didn't hear, said Sasuke, as his Sharingan activated. He readied his kunai as he signaled Sakura and Shino. Zaku stepped forward, enough chit-chat. Supersonic ear slice! The ground where the 3 was standing was torn apart. Nothing was left. Too easy. I blow those wimps away. Those who eyed the scene, there was nothing left. No blood, no remains. Wait a minute. A fireball burst and smashed them where they were. Each of them had to jump away in a different direction. I'll get the mommy. Sakura, attack the girl. Shino, take the other guy. Move, Sasuke said, as the team 8 members leapt out of the trees into battle. Those who was on his feet as Sasuke came flying in, as he blocked a kick aimed at his head. How did you know we were coming? Those who said. My teammate had little friends keeping watch. Little friends? Sasuke answered by blowing a stream of flame. Meanwhile, Shino landed a small punch on his opponent before he jumped away. What the hell? What do you think that was gonna do? Hey, come back here! As Shino jumped into the woods. Kin threw some needles as Sakura rushed towards her. She managed to avoid them and create 4 clones as she rushed on. Kin backed up and fired more needles. They were the fake clones as they were eliminated, but Sakura rushed in and smashed her right on the chin as Kin dropped to the ground. Surrender, Sakura said, as she put a kunai at Kin's throat. Stupid girl. She kicked away Sakura's leg and grabbed a kunai as she brought it down towards Sakura's chest. You think this is a game? Surrender? I'm gonna kill you. Sakura caught her hand by the wrist, but Kin was sitting on her chest, so she had the strength advantage. As Kin placed both hands on her kunai and drive it deeper down. Sakura started to panic. This is really bad, as kunai was coming down to her heart. Meanwhile, those who went straight in, as Sasuke swung at him, but those who ducked under it and lashed out at Sasuke. but Sasuke's Sharingan activated as he was able to dodge pretty easily. Too slow to hit me. Huh. I don't need to hit you, said Dosu. As Dosu's fist went over his head, once again he felt a tremor. Sasuke wondered what the hell is this as he collapsed down and started to puke. You're mine now. As Dosu kicked him right under the chin as he was sent sailing, smashing away into a tree. Meanwhile, Zaku was looking for Shino. He noticed some bugs in his sleeve as he brushed them off. For some reason, this part of the forest is infested with bugs. They didn't bite, but they were annoying. Shino stepped over from behind a tree. They're beaten, he said. Zaku laughed. What world do you live in? As Shino comes straight towards him, Zaku had him lined up perfectly. He lifted both arms to fire off his wave, but nothing happened. What the? Shino kicked him in the side of the head that sent him down to the ground. While you were chasing me, I had my insects draining your chakra all along. So you see, Shino stopped as his opponent was unconscious right now, so there was no need in explaining. Meanwhile, Sakura was about to scream when the kunai was pressing into her skin, but suddenly, a flash of green, as the girl was sent sailing away off of her. Sakura-san, are you alright? Sakura looked up. Lee? What are you doing here? I swore I would give my life to protect you, and that I am going to do, he said. She was surprised and shocked. He just saved her life. She was thankful for that. Thank you, Lee. Truly, thank you. He blushed a bit. I am only here to assist you, he said. She saw that Sasuke was in trouble. Lee, can you help Sasuke, please? He frowned on hearing that, but he quickly nodded. Since you asked it, then of course I will. As he loosed the bandages around his arms, Sasuke was being hit by Dosu several times. His Sharingan showed him where the fist was coming from, but his balance was off-putting and he was slow. Suddenly, there was a green blur circling Dosu. Please stand back, Sasuke. I will deal with your enemy. He wasn't sure what was going on, but he backed away. Lee caught Dosu with a perfect kick to his chin and sent him straight in the air as he appeared behind him. What the hell? As Dosu was wrapped up in the bandages. This is the end of the fight. Forward Lotus technique, said Lee as he drove Dosu into the ground. As Lee leaped away at the last possible moment, Sasuke found out that the mummy had the scroll that they needed. As Shino had returned, they could make their way to the tower. As Sakura gave him a happy smile. Thank you again, Lee-kun, she said. I know you didn't owe us anything, but your help made a big difference. You're an amazing ninja, she said as she leaned forward. She gave him a kiss on the cheek. Lee blushed. Sakura-san, I will always be there when you need me, he said. It's a promise, he said, as he gave her a thumbs up. Thank you. And I think you can call me Sakura-chan, she said. Thank you, Sakura-chan. But now, I must return to my team. I am sure I will see you at the tower, as he gave her a bow and jumped away. What the hell was that, Sasuke asked. She looked at him in surprise. He was definitely looking a bit bruised up. His clothes were torn and he was dirty and sweaty. But he seemed very upset. What do you mean, she asked. What was the idea letting him call you Chan and kissing him? He saved my life. I was really gonna die. I kissed on the cheek and making him call me Chan doesn't even pay back for that. Well, I don't like him. I could have won against that mommy without his help. And I don't like seeing him near you. Sakura looked at him. She couldn't remember seeing him so upset before. I kissed his cheek, Sasuke. He's no more than a friend. You're my boyfriend. She didn't realize something. Are you jealous? Don't be ridiculous. I have nothing to be jealous about. She laughed. You are jealous, she said. Okay, we got the scrolls we need. Let's get going, he said, as he jumped away. As he leapt to a tree, Sasuke tried to figure out what the hell he was feeling. When he saw Sakura kiss that guy, he was bothered by it. It wasn't jealousy, of course. That was just not possible. That definitely not possible. As they hurried to the tower, Sakura had a smile on her face. Time skip. It's been an interesting first day, huh? Said Uncle, as her assistant chuckled. You can say that. We already got 3 squads in, and 2 of them broke the old record. Yeah, and not to mention 2 of them are rookie squads from here, said Uncle. It kinda make you wonder what they're putting in the water at the academy. Whatever it is, I want some. Get in line, Uncle said. The squad from the sand made it here in 97 minutes, busting the old record by 4 hours. The rookie squad with the Hokage's son and the Hyuga heiress got in just 30 minutes later. Then about 4 hours after that, we got in the squad with the Uchiha and the Aberame heir. And it's still just the first day. Makes you wonder how many squads to get through. Yeah, by the time the Hokage arrived, it might be really interesting, assistant said. Late afternoon, Team Lee arrived. As they were sitting with Team 7, you saved Sakura and Sasuke from some ninjas in Naruto. Yes, Kami was merciful, and she put me in the right place to save. My Sakura-chan, she thanked me and rewarded me with a kiss on the cheek. Just a kiss on the cheek, and you saved her life. You should go knock on her door tonight and ask for a proper reward, said Kiba. Kiba, Hinata said. And Tenten sent me an annoyed look. Kiba-san, I would never do such a thing. Please do not suggest such vile acts about my Sakura-chan. Easily, said Naruto. He's just having a little fun with you, that's all. As Lee sat back down, they continued to eat. The next morning, to the shock of everyone, Team didn't arrive. Wow. So you guys made it. Ino did what she could to fix her hair, as she ignored Hinata's angry looks. Naruto-kun, I told you we were a great fighting squad. Under my leadership, we took advantage of the situation and used my stealth leadership squad program to make it here. Huh? Said Kiba. We spent most of our time hiding from everyone. Then we stumbled on the bodies of some leaf ninjas. Whoever killed them didn't even bother to take their scroll. Then we got here as fast as we could. So basically, you succeed by sheer luck without even trying, said Naruto. Pretty much. Shut up, said Ino. Late, on the 4th day, the sound team made it in, as they were glaring at Lee. On the morning of the 5th day, the senseis all arrived. Yo. See brother, I told you already. Yeah, we totally kicked ass, said Kiba. You all done a great job to get this far, and I'm truly proud of you guys. But you're not quite out of the woods just yet. And what does that mean, Naruto asked. Oh, maybe something, but maybe nothing, said Kakashi. You know what's coming up next, don't you, brother? I have a strong suspicion. Tell us then. No, I don't think I will. What? Why not, said Kiba? Because I think it's good that you're nervous and paranoid. And ready for anything, said Kakashi. Time skip. Why are we here exactly, Sasuke asked, looking around, as the Leaf members had came to the meeting that Naruto had called. I call this meeting because I want to share information with all of you, said Naruto. We're all competitors fighting for the same prize after all. But we are still Leaf ninjas, and I don't want to get hurt or killed unnecessarily. I won't tell you what we saw the red haired kid, Gaara, did, as he related the events in gruesome detail. If any of you face him, don't try to fight him. You should either run away or surrender. I know all of your abilities and you can't defeat him, said Naruto. Is that an insult, said Neji. Neji, said Tenten. Naruto is just trying to help. Perhaps you find the idea of being told that you have no hope against the enemy acceptable. I do not. Do you really expect me to run and hide just on your say so? The very idea is disgraceful. Hey jerk, Naruto is just trying to save your life, said Kiba. I'm sorry, Naruto-san, but I must agree with Neji. I will not run away. I certainly won't run. But I assume you will, said Sasuke. No, said Naruto. I think out of all of us here, I'm the only one that can defeat him. Is that a fact? And why? Are you the only one that can fight him? Asked Sasuke. Let's just say I have something inside me that you don't, said Naruto. As the both of them locked gazes. Enough of this. Is there anything else? Asked Neji. Not from me. Care to share what you know about some ninjas? Naruto asked, looking at Sasuke. No, said Sasuke. But Sasuke-kun, Naruto just share what he knew. Why shouldn't we help our friends? Asked Sakura. Until this competition is over, we have no friends, only competitors. Sakura looked troubled by this, but Neji nodded as well. Naruto did what he did for his own agreement. We do not owe him anything. I disagree, said Shino. I will share information with the rest of you. Sasuke glared at him. As team leader, I say we keep everything locked up. It is clear that you can order Sakura run like a puppet. Sakura flinched, sharing that in front of everyone. But you have no authority over me. You are not Kurenai Sensei. Logic suggests that you will damage the fellow good ship that we have amongst our fellow Leaf Ninjas. Not to mention the fact we are still Leaf Ninjas. And doing what was best for the priority of our village is what is necessary. Therefore, the best thing to do is share information. Sasuke glared at him, but Shino didn't pay him any mind and started to tell the information what he learned. Meanwhile, we have 6 teams, 18 competitors. So, we should have some preliminaries to cut the numbers down. I see, said Snelly. It's amazing how the teams are rookie squads. Konoha should have some amazing ninjas in the future. And one very great Hokage, she thought to herself. Time skip, everyone was gathered. What do you mean preliminaries? Asked Ino, as Hayate was on the stage. Well, the man coughed. Not to say the 2 phases weren't difficult, he coughed again. But I'm afraid the fact is there are too much of you still standing. The finals will be held in front of a lot of important guests, and we need to keep it moving. So we will have some preliminaries to cut your number down by half. That's not fair, Sakura said. If you're a ninja, then you should already know uncommon situations are common. Now before we begin, does anyone wish to withdraw voluntarily? From here on out, you're competing as individuals, so this will not interact your team in any way. Would anyone like to withdraw? 18 silent glares was his only answer. Well, I'm not surprised. Well, the preliminaries will consist of individual battles. The winners will move on to the finals. We don't want to have a bloodbath here, so if I see anyone in a hopeless situation, I'll stop the fight. But you shouldn't count on my intervention to avoid death or serious injury. You should give up. The moment you feel yourself to be outmatched, there was a loud noise as a scream was brought out. From this moment on, your fate will be in the hands of that scream. As the thing came down. Alright, he said. Names started to flash through it. Temari of the Sand versus Sasuke Uchiha. Right off the bat, huh? Said Sasuke with a smirk. Alright, everyone but the competitors, please, clear the arena floor, said Hayate. As they start to head up the stairs, good luck, Sasuke-kun, said Sakura. Thanks, he said. He then looked over at Temari. I'll try not to hurt you. She smiled, afraid. I can't say the same. Sasuke had no doubt that he would win. What was this stupid girl going to do? Fight him with a fan? As Hayate began the match, Temari jumped back to get some room. Temari glared at him. Did you hear the proctor? The match has begun, as Sasuke didn't even move. I heard. I'm just thinking about the easiest way to defeat you without hurting you. Meanwhile, Kankuro chuckled. Stupid boy. Oh, said Temari. You think I'm no match for you, huh? I'm an elite Uchiha. No Kunoichi is a match for me. Naruto turned to Hinata. Seems like he forgot you kicking his ass in the academy. I think his pride is getting the better of him, said Hinata. Alright, tough guy, Temari said as she opened her fan, showing the 3 moons. She was going to put this guy in his place. I was going to stretch this thing out, but since you just insult my entire gender, I'll make it very painful as possible for you. She swung her fan. Great cyclone technique. A giant cyclone was created and sped towards Sasuke. He tried to jump away, but he was too close for him not jumping back when the match began, as he was pulled into the cyclone. Sasuke cried out in pain as the winds sliced into his flesh. Temari smiled. The cyclone dropped into the floor with a hard boom. One for me, she said happily, as she saw the cutie, the blonde cutie that she met recently. She waved at him. Hinata eyebrow twitched. Does every girl that you meet have to flirt with you, especially the blondes? I didn't do anything, said Naruto. A team of minute nins were soon carrying away Sasuke and the stretcher. Sakura then turned to leave. Sakura, what do you think you're doing? I need to see if Sasuke is okay. I need to be by his side. Sakura, he's unconscious. You won't even know that you're there. In any case, he's in good hands. Your place is here. You can be with him once the preliminaries are complete. But, Sakura, your duty is to stay here, said Kurenai, as Sakura bit her lower lip and nodded. The next match, Kankuro vs Hinata, as Naruto leaned and gave her a quick kiss for luck. Oh, and kick his ass. Yeah, Hinata, said Kiba. I will, she said. She smiled confidently and headed down the stairs. She and her opponent were facing one another. You know, it's too bad. I would like to face your boyfriend. Oh, trust me, you wouldn't want that, she said. Byakugan. I know your secret, she said with a smile. As Hayate told him to begin, Hinata dashed forward towards him. As she leaped over his head in a quick motion and appeared behind him, as she struck the bandage right on his back. The thing that was wrapped up. The results were instantaneous as Kankuro collapsed to the ground. The bandages started to become unleashed, and Kankuro came out of them. What did you do? She smiled and dropped into a perfect stance. I shot down the chakra point that I saw you were using to control your puppet. I'm a member of Taiga clan and my Byakugan give me the ability to see your chakra and what you were using to control that puppet that you were using as a disguise at first. Now do you want to give up or do you want to continue, she asked. Kankuro rushed towards her. He made the same mistake that many people do when they first met Hinata. They saw a small quiet girl and believed that she was not a good fighter. And now, especially without his puppets, he was nothing compared to her. As she moved forward, in a couple of seconds, Kankuro was on the ground, crying loudly beside his puppet in pain. As Hayate came over, that's my girl, said Naruto. Hinata covered her mouth and giggled as she headed for the stairs. The next match was Choji vs Tenten, as he tried to roll her down this human boulder, but she jumped onto the wall and just stayed there. He could not climb walls in that form, so he couldn't reach her. As she waited patiently for him to finally end his jutsu, the moment he did, she threw down a very perfect circular kunai around him. Please surrender, Choji. I don't want to hurt you, but I will if you don't give up. You might want to consider it, said Hayate, as Choji looked at the kunai buried into the stone. Alright, I give, he said. Lee and guys shouted together, as Neji shook his head in embarrassment. The next match, Naruto vs Zaku, as Hinata gave him a kiss. For luck, she said. You remember what Shino told you? As Naruto nodded. Don't worry, I got this, he said. You know his abilities, said Kakashi. Naruto nodded. What are they? Asked Kakashi. You know, brother, I could tell you, but I don't think I will. Kiba started to laugh. Even Hinata giggled a bit. Kick his ass, Naruto, said Kiba. Go get him, Naruto-kun, Hinata said, as the two of them made their way down there. You're gonna get hurt, kid, said Zaku. As Naruto simply smiled. Please, you can't even beat Shino. Begin, Hayate said, as Zaku fired off a blast from both arms, but Naruto simply speed around his attack. Zaku was surprised how fast this kid was. Let's end this quickly, shall we? Hundreds of Naruto poofed up around the arena floor. Zaku wiped out a few clones before they could reach him, but the amount of number, it overwhelmed him. In a few seconds, he was down on the ground. That's my boyfriend, Hinata said, as she covered her mouth rather quickly. Time skip. The next match was Rock Lee versus Shino for Shino. Lee was the worst opponent he could ever draw. His attack was a drain opponent of their chakra to leave them without able to use ninjutsu. But this was worthless against an opponent that was unable to even mold chakra. As Lee took the fight straight to Shino. Shino taijutsu was good but not anywhere near Lee's, as Lee was able to win quickly without revealing anything too much. The next match, Kiba versus Dosu. Kiba, let's make that clean sweep. The whole team in the final said Naruto. Hell yeah, there's no way I'm losing this guy. Kiba, remember what Shino said about his abilities, Hinata said. Don't worry Hinata, I got this covered. As he leapt down to the floor, he fed Akamaru a soldier pill, and watch, his dog fur became red. No way am I missing the finals. We're going all over from the beginning, Akamaru. When the match began, he immediately ran through a jutsu that Haku taught everyone on Team 7. Hidden mist technique. So much better than smoke bombs, he thought. As Dosu looked around, but he could not see anything. With his opponent blinded, he performed a calibration jutsu with Akamaru. Man-beast transformation, doppelganger technique. Two beasts like Kibas dashed through the fog as Dosu tried to attack them with his spinning wave, but they were moving a crashing spin. They tear through the ground, forcing Dosu to jump back. As they moved around him so fast, they dig through the other part, smashing into his back. As they went deep back down the ground, Dosu raised his gauntlet as Kiba ripped right through it, two of them spinning in a deadly motion. Dosu didn't realize it was smaller than the other one, as Akamaru burst on the other ground and smashed into Dosu back as well, two of them grinding him in the center. As they released him and knocked him away, he smashed into the wall unconscious. As Akamaru poofed back into his normal form. See brother, we're all going to the finals. I told you Team 7 got this, said Naruto. As Kakashi gave my eye a smile. The next battle, Gaara versus Neji. He teleported to the arena floor in a swirl of sand. Baki and the others looked at each other nervously. Gaara's bloodlust was rising, to be kept waiting. Tenten turned to Neji. Neji, maybe you should forfeit. All three of them looked at her like she was insane. You could always say the exam again in 6 months. You don't exactly expect me to forfeit because of what Naruto said, do you? But if what Naruto said was true, how can you get through his sand? It sounds like he has an ultimate defense. Every defense can be defeated, said Neji, with certainty. Even if he was strong enough to kill some rain ninjas, that doesn't mean I'm going to give up. Tenten, you cannot just expect Neji to give up now, do you, said Lee. As Guy shook his head, Yosh. Tenten, where's your fire of youth? Where's your faith in Neji's abilities? Do not doubt him, give him your full support. She knew it was useless to argue with him, so she did the next best thing. She leaned forward and kissed him on the cheek. For luck, she said as she blushed. She never ever did anything that forward before. He looked at her with a small grin on his lips. Thank you, he said as he jumped down. Do your best, big brother Neji, said Hinata. As Hayate gave him the signal to begin, Neji activated his Byakugan rather quickly as he rushed in to strike his enemy chakra points, but the sand blocked him. He backed up and took another look at the sand. There was chakra in it, but it didn't show him how he was controlling it. Are you just gonna stand there, Gaara asked, his arms folded. Neji grit his teeth and rushed in again. He tried everything, but each strike he performed was blocked. But Neji was not going to give up so easily. 8 tetragrams, 64 bombs. He launched himself against Gaara with all his speed and strength he could muster, and it did no good at all. My turn, said Gaara. The sand swifted out and grabbed Neji by his legs. He was whipped around and smashed into the wall. Neji cried out in pain as the sand smashed him over and over again. As Gaara grinned started to smile even wider. Neji, give up, Tenten shouted. As she looked at Lee and Guy, tell him to give up, he can't win. Guy looked at what was happening. It was not a battle. It was simply a beating. Neji, it is over. Admit defeat, Guy said. Seeing Guy doing that, Lee joined in. What is he doing to Hinata? For all his insults and the way he acted over the years, he was still her cousin, and she still loved him. Stop it, she said. Kakashi-sensei, can you stop this, said Naruto. It's not my place to. Neji, do you want to forfeit, Hayate asked. Neji spat out blood and shook his head. Despite he could barely stand, he still wanted to fight. I'm sorry, Neji, but this match is over. Stop. Gaara is a winner. I said stop, said Hayate. What is he doing, said Hinata. The sand started covering Neji from the entire neck down. Gaara, don't do it, said Baki. The match is over, stop. As Nave, move forward. What is he doing? It's over. Let him go, you won the match, said Hayate. Gaara licked his lips as he started to make a fist. Exploding sand funeral, he said. But guys, I'll be in this episode right here. If you want the next part of this, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on the bell notifications to stay posted. Remember, share all of your friends in your social media platform. And also go ahead and check out the brand new series, What If Naruto Travel the Hoshirama's time and enjoy that, guys. And also remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice and you enjoy the videos on both animaking and animaking too, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the animaking family. And thank you for all of your help and support, guys. And yeah, without further ado, I'm out for now. See you guys soon. Peace.